Okay, so if you're a Porsche Boxster 986, Cayman 987 or Porsche 911 996 headlights aren't working, or maybe they're intermittent, so sometimes you turn them on and they work and other times not, or if you wiggle the switch, maybe they start to work. Well, the chances are the headlight switch needs to be replaced, as it's a common fault on these cars. And so in this video, I'll show you step by step how to change the headlight switch. So the first job is to remove the rotary knob. And to remove it, you just pull the switch out as far as it'll go, and then that will reveal a little slot underneath. Now you insert your Allen key or screwdriver into the slot, push the tab that's inside, and then the knob will just come out. I'll just quickly show you how the release mechanism works. So when you press this brass tab here with a screwdriver or an Allen key, you can see the release mechanism inside working, and that's what allows you to remove the knob. So with the switch removed, you have access to a little torque screw that's in here, so you'll need a T20 bit, and just bear in mind that it's quite a narrow hole, so you need quite a fine screwdriver to be able to reach in and undo that. And if you find the screw doesn't come out once it's loosened, then you can just put a little magnet onto the side of your screwdriver, and it just passes along enough magnetism for you to be able to remove it. And then there's two further screws around the side as well, which I'm going to loosen now. So that's the first one at the top removed, and now the second one at the bottom as well. So now with the screws removed, we're ready to remove the trim, and there's some clips around the edges which hold this piece of trim on. And so what you need is a trim tool, and then just keep going to different positions around the edge and levering it gently, and you're trying to move this trim forward and away from the dashboard. And once you've been around this side, then you move to this other side between the vent and the dashboard, and you're trying to move it towards you all the time, and just take your time with it really. Okay, so you'll find that the trim comes a certain way away from the dash, but then now you need to disconnect the two electrical connections, and the main one here is this black one on the back of the switch, and it's just a push fit onto the back of the switch, but it's quite stiff to remove. So that trim tool that you were using a minute ago actually comes in handy for removing this as well. So I'm just working bit by bit around the edges of the switch, and that's got that removed, and that gives you a lot more room now for doing the second electrical connection. This foam here is really well known for denaturing, so you can see it's gone really sticky and horrible. But this other little piece of foam here, when you slide it back, you can see the electrical connection behind it, which you need to disconnect. So this little electrical connector, you can just see there's a small tab there, and you just need to push that in. So this little pick's perfect for that, but you'll find a small screwdriver does it as well. And you just push that tab in at the same time as trying to pull it apart. Now I mentioned this denatured sort of sticky tape here, which just holds the wires together, to be honest. I'm just going to cover that because otherwise that black sticky stuff gets everywhere while you're changing the switch. And so I've just got a piece of tape here. I'm just going to cover that, and it just tidies it up a little bit. Next we need to remove this bezel surround here. And there's two things that hold it on really. So there's the center nut here, which you'll need a 24mm socket for. And then there's a series of clips at the back. So we'll start with the nut in the middle. So now we just need to lever these tabs back and push forward on the bezel at the same time. And you just get your nails behind the tabs. There's a third one underneath, but these two are the most important ones. And you just click those forward, and then the bezels should just slide out the front. And the electrical connector will just fit through that gap. And finally we're ready to remove the switch, and you can see that the tag just needs to rotate down just a little bit anti-clockwise in order for it to be removed. So just get a firm grip on the switch at the back and then just turn it. and then you can draw it out the back. Okay, so it's important that you put the new switch back in the same place, because it's possible to get it 180 degrees out, and then you'll only discover that once you start reassembling it all. So make sure that your new switch goes in the same orientation as this one. Okay, so this is the new switch here, and you can see the slots at the top, which is the same as the old one that we took out. So now if we grab our piece of trim ready to insert the switch, then we just push it through from the back, and then just that small part turn to click it in place. Okay, so we're ready to refit the bezel now. So we just need to make sure this electrical connection goes back through the big square. And then if you remember these tags that we undid earlier, where they feed into the individual slot. And of course the references here, they all go to the top as well. So we're ready to refit this back into the car now. So we're just going to connect up the electrical connection. Slide the foam back over it again. As you're lifting the piece of trim and the new switch back into place, you just need to squeeze the electrical connector back onto the back of the switch. It has tabs on it, so it'll only go back in one position. And the only other tip I've got for you is when you're inserting this piece of trim in, have it tilted slightly so that the switch part's going in first and the heater vent is locating afterwards. And then we just have the 3 screws to put back. So that's the screw behind the control knob done. And now on the side trim, the one at the bottom and the one at the top. Yeah, and finally just the control knob to refit, and then we'll be done. And this literally just push fits back in place, just making sure that you line it up correctly. And now we're ready to test it and see if it works. Okay, so I hope you found the video helpful, and if you did, then please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you're not already a subscriber, then please consider subscribing and clicking the bell to make sure you catch my next video. And if you had any comments or questions about the video, please post them in the comment section. I do read them and I'll answer any questions if I can. Finally, part numbers and tools that I used in this video will be in the description below. Okay, well thanks for watching, I'll catch you next time.